morning of day 3 for Rondi. Terry, your team has 33 seconds on Arlie. You guys had pretty comparable times on the street yesterday, but Buddy seems to be able to find an extra gear in the last like 4 or 5 miles of the race. Is that just the way it looks, or do you really feel like he's got that at will the power to turn it up when he wants to?
Oh no, definitely, he's got that power there. Just real
Is it a button on the sled that he pushes?
Just lifts his foot off the drag.
Coming down for 45 minutes until
So the first part of the race is really controlling the speed and then releasing them to
race time. Driver is meeting a fourth and east right now. Please report to the race marshal.
But yeah, no, they're in such good shape, and we've always been real strong, especially from that Goose Lake over to Cordova. Even when Eggle was winning this race, we were always beating them through there. That the dogs finished well. And this year, this team's got so many miles on them and done so much long, hard stuff, and so many hills and stuff. It's actually been fairly easy for them.
So that racing, the stage racing in the mountains there, you felt has helped you with the bottom end, like the dogs having a bottom for this kind of race?
This is real interesting because his team has got. He started with 20, 18 were run the stage race. One dog did not do anything at all, and one other dog trained up to 35 miles. Now Jeff's team, it's half stage racing dogs. The other half of the team has 2 19s, I think 122. That's it for
not a lot.
No, I know. So yeah, so how the hell do you justify that?
And they're really burning up the trail too.
Burning up the trail too.
Yeah.
He's got such a good leader, that little D, right? But but Buddy's team certainly has a lot of miles. And like 2 weeks ago, we're running 5 hours. Through trails that smell like this with 10 dogs. So
this is almost a stage race in its own.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. I'm not sure. Like last time we did the stage race, we come here and won this. We had 11 stage racing dogs and 11 fresh dogs. And we went to the North American, where we couldn't get them to go that other 2 mile an hour.
Yeah.
We were close to Eggle, but just did not have the enough top end. So now we're not going to the North American, so we'll go. Now we got to slow them down another 2-3 mile an hour to go to Yellowknife. We got to train for that for like 15 mile an hour. So.
Yeah. Now the teams that you saw in Wyoming, mainly distance teams do that race. I believe you guys. I mean, and there's some specialists for that kind of racing.
Yeah.
Did you see more interest in your dogs? I remember talking to you after you guys won that race the first time, and you said there really wasn't, those guys do what they do, and they're kind of set in their ways. Are people looking at your guys and going, well, maybe these are the best types of dogs for this kind of, for a lot of different types of racing?
There's a lot of good dog teams down there, but just like most of the mushers here, they just don't train properly. They're just not. They just don't train properly.
Do you think it's a matter of not knowing what to do, or resources, or time, or jobs, getting in the way?
Not knowing what to do. I don't think most people there that are racing have the time and stuff. There's a lot of small kennels that are racing down there. That's not really a real competitive field, to be honest with you. There's 6 or 7 half decent teams, but there's a lot of teams that are trying to come from the Diderot down to that, and that's hard for them to do because it's too fast for that, right? But the perfect teams to go down there are open teams because you take a fast dog and slow them down, and it's easy for them, right?
I remember when I first met you, you had just come back from doing a race in Totmoos, Germany. And you ever have any plans to go back there and maybe do some of those races, like Alpentrail, Heine's race?
Actually, it was kind of neat because I talked to Dominique John Ron yesterday, who's a big person with.
Big vet there with Perena.
No, Grand Odyssey. You should see the plans. You should talk to him. You should see the plans they got for that race.
Yeah.
Had 100,000 this year. It's going to 100,000 euros next year. It's like 140,000. 200,000 the next year. We're starting 2 more, one in Lapland and one in Siberia, so there'll be 3. It was a combination of person, all 3.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he's not attracting any more North American teams. There wasn't one North American team.
Yeah.
And
the travel is really hard.
And not getting a lot of even German or European and mainland European
Well, I think that race more than Perena and more than Alpentrail is there's some really long stages in it, and it's in my opinion of it, it's geared a little more towards distance.
Yeah, they cut that down. It's not as long as it used to be with you, because I think this year the longest stage is like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But they run 3 stages in one day. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, what we are. We like to do different things.
You like to mix it up.
So I'm not saying that we will not go there someday, but right now our plan is to continue with Wyoming.
Yeah.
It looks like that person's going to get real big.
Oh, good.
I mean, there's 180,000 now. It's the second biggest purse in the world.
And it's a fun race, too, isn't it? I've never been there, but it just seems like a fun thing to do.
It's an intense thing to do. You got 8 days that you don't have.
And you're shuttling back and forth.
You got to be. Your races start at 9 o'clock in the morning. You run for 4 or 5 hours, and you get done there, and you got to drive to a banquet that night. You got to be there by 6 o'clock. And, it's a good deal. It's like a major thing every day.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see He's got a cap of 20 teams on it, but he didn't get 20 this year. He had 17.
Yeah.
It's warm down there in January. It's a nice place to go in January.
Sure.
And now looks like it fell in that we can do this. A lot of teams that won't go there because they think it wrecks them for everything else. We're showing that that's not.
But I think you kind of proved that wrong.
We're not proving that you can do some other things. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you trained your own sprint teams. Well, I saw one of your posts. You actually looked like you were training teams after Buddy went out with his team.
Yeah,
you guys.
We only did that once during the race. That was our 122 mile run.
40 minutes
and I had him hooked in front of
World
the
Championship sled dog race day number 3.
All right, it was interesting. All right, well, thanks for the interviews, and people love seeing this on your webpage and stuff. It's like they can be here, so they appreciate you doing this.
Well, it cuts down on my beer drinking time at night because I'm in the hotel.